Take a deep breath and relax. And your sign that it's time to go into a deeply relaxed state of comfort, a meditative state, a light trance state. Your sign is to put your thumb and finger together and allow your eyes to close and begin moving any stress or tension out of your body and sending it towards that thumb and finger. Keep your hand about 10 or 12 inches above the surface you're resting on. So when I say 8, when I tell you it's time to release your thumb and finger, when I say 8, you can actually drop your hand. And when your hand falls and touches that surface, you'll feel like a wave of relaxation. As you make that arm loose and limp, that same relaxation can surge through your body if you choose. It's for your benefit to choose that relaxation. Your body is so busy during that time. It's so getting ready to heal and change, repair things, and do whatever needs to be done. That includes healing your nerves and pushing your very DNA right back into shape, putting it back to who you were meant to be, who you really are. So, allowing all of that tension in your body, any stress from your thoughts, because this is a body, mind, and spirit exercise. They all begin to flow right towards your hand. And take a deep breath now. And we're going to hold it to the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And listen to the silence. A perfect place of relaxation as you begin to exhale slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Getting ready to let go completely at 8, 5, 6. Ready to go loose and limp. 7 and 8. Let the breath out all the way. Drop your hand and let go of it for right now. You have nothing to do and nowhere to go. You can be at peace right here and right now. And begin moving towards that wonderful, comfortable place. That place that is in a soft and gentle place in your heart. The place where your inner children rest. The place where your inner teenagers rest and your nurturing parent. And yes, even your critical parent. Because all of those parts have a special meaning and a purpose for you. And they're all accepted and wonderful in their own way. Even if they're difficult or aggravating, or they're happy and wonderful, they're still perfectly lovely and they're all you. They are all you. And that's wonderful. Continue drifting down even deeper. And Begin to picture yourself walking down a pathway that you're familiar with. It leads into that pleasant forest, the one that has the meditation cushion and your little tree that's a house, larger on the inside than it is on the outside, and a garden that we weed, and a waterfall and a pool. Beautiful place. And there's beams of light that shine down through the trees, casting plenty of light on your path, allowing you to take one step at a time and to choose those steps for your comfort. They really don't have to be done in any order. You can step to the left or the right or straight forward. But you find it most pleasant to just keep moving in your direction. And the reason I say that is because sometimes we aren't real sure of the direction. We aren't sure which way to turn. But as long as the progress is forward, you're fine. The progress can be very small. It may barely feel like it's there, but the interesting thing is the further into the forest you get, the more there is in the forest. And the more into recovery you get, the faster the recovery starts working. Because you gain skills. You gain tools to be able to do things, and you've learned how to search inside yourself. You learn to look for the truth. You've learned to repair and heal a lot of things. Even in a short time, if you just started. And if you've been there a while, you're finding that it can get better and better. As you take those tools into yourself and your mind accepts them, you can use them more effectively as you become skilled with them. Just like any other tool. Skill comes with use and practice. And what about that first time that you use a tool? You might not know which end of the hammer to pick up, or which end of the screwdriver exactly works. And that's really simplistic. But you may have one kind of screwdriver, and you need another kind. You still got the handle, but it needs a different point. And that's how we get ahead in our recovery, by choosing the tool that fits the problem. Your subconscious has a wonderful ability to do that. And right now it's beginning to put those pieces together, to put the tool with the problem, and to be able to move forward. And just like walking in the forest, if you're not sure where to step, you can move a little bit sideways, explore where you are a little bit more on the path, and then feel more confident to move forward. That happens with everyone. So if you reach a point where you're unsure, just take a little more time and explore it. A little more time before you move forward. And you might notice that as the forest gets thicker and darker, it might be a little bit scary. Sometimes we feel overwhelmed. Sometimes we feel as though we're not sure where we are, what we're doing, or how to deal with the problem. It's okay to pause. It's okay to move sideways for a minute, check things out, and then take a small step forward to try it out. As we walk on that path, sometimes it can become so dark that we're afraid to move forward. That's where our higher power comes in. Our higher power gives us the faith that there is a lighter place. It keeps hope alive. And I believe that our higher power stays with us. It stays with us in the darkness. It's not just there in the light, it's in the darkness too. And the same higher power in the light is the same higher power in the darkness. Whether you're in a mountain or a valley, your higher power is there. And it just gently urges you forward. The same way the seasons go forward, every day a little longer, a little darker. And then we begin to think that there might be some light up there. We can't stop the seasons changing. We can't stop the length of the day and say, no, we want it to be light longer. But we can keep moving. And every day, it's a little bit darker here lately. But in just a few more days, in 1 week to be exact, the light starts coming back. In the same way, you took one step at a time into darkness and did it on faith that there is light. In that same way, you'll notice the light getting longer and longer. And it's just as inevitable as the seasons changing. The universe is demanding that you change. It's demanding that the light comes more fully into you. And you recognize it when you see it. But what do you do with that when you do recognize it and see it? Because the light is new to you as well. Sometimes we expect ourselves to just plunge into it and just feel wonderful. It very seldom happens. But as you walk through the dark forest, there's a little glimmer of light up ahead, a little beam up there. It seems like the sun's coming up. The seasons change, and so do the seasons of your heart, the seasons of your thoughts also change. Get ready for the light to come, and know that it will come a little bit more each day, because in 1 week we'll move to the middle of winter, as dark as it's going to get. It'll be the longest night of the year. It seems like we only have half a day because it's dark so early and it stays dark. But just like we move out of darkness into light with our healing, we need to move out of pain and into happiness. And the day needs to get longer. And starting next Sunday, every day will be a little bit longer. It'll be a few minutes longer every day until we're all the way to summer. But you know, springtime is a good place to be too. Springtime is when you don't know if you should need to take a sweater or if it's going to be just a beautiful day. And that's where we can get in recovery, where we're not sure whether we're in the light or in the dark, whether we're warm or cold. It's okay to be unsure, but you can move forward a little at a time, just like the day gets longer, a few minutes at a time. Move forward until there isn't anything but light. And realize that when you get there, when you get into the light will cast longer shadows on the things that you need to do. Sometimes we fear that we're going to leave some of our recovery undone, or we're going to skip right over, whitewash, or suppress things that are so important. No, the light casts longer shadows. You can more clearly see what needs to be fixed in the light. Light brings awareness. And just like we visited the garden and pulled weeds, when we get to the other side of the garden, we look back and we see that there are weeds all over the place that we missed. They didn't suddenly grow there. Problems didn't suddenly just happen. It's our perspective. When our perspective changes and we see things from a different place, from a higher place maybe, or a different place, a change that happens with us a little at a time, we look back into our recovery and we see new things. That's the reason people say, oh, gee, I've written an inventory, all these times and I've done this and that doesn't seem to be doing anything. Sure it is. All of those things that you do make a difference. They all are letting you see a solid path in front of you, even if it's only a solid path for one more step. Take that one step and look around from there because it's a different place, a different perspective, and different information will come to you. You'll use different tools than you've used before. You'll become skillful with those tools after a while. But as you think about this journey and the light is getting longer by a couple minutes every day as you feel yourself maybe in springtime. As you do that, you might wonder if you've missed anything. It will always be there to go back and take care of. The only difference is you'll do it with skill. And you also have to be aware that sometimes we think things are fixed and then we think that they aren't. They're halfway fixed when that happens. You haven't lost all the project. You haven't forgotten your progress. You're going from here to there, and you discover that there was just something you dropped. It's okay. It'll be right where you left it. And as the light gets brighter, it casts a long shadow so you can see it. Somebody told me once when you drop something on the floor and you can't see it, to get down on the floor with a flashlight and shine it sideways because it'll cast a shadow and you can find it that way. So that's why we need that time. We need that time of recovery to expect to look back now and then to get things that we dropped or more fully repair things we thought were already fixed. It's a perfectly normal progress, and it is progress. So, what do we do with the happiness? As we're moving into the light, we move into the happiness. One step at a time. People say no pain, no gain. That can be true with some people, where they have to feel pain to be able to get the problem out there where they can understand it. That's the reason for the pain. It lets you know there's still something wrong. But when you look deeply in meditation, you find that you really can't feel the pain again because the whole thing is in the past. The memory of it, the experience of it, all of it's in the past. The only way to really experience that again is to be in a full trance state and go back to that time. You don't have to do that. But when you have a clear memory of it and clear understanding of it, you're in a position to examine it closely, to know when you do these things, how you do these things, why you do these things, and interfere at any one of those points. You can stop that behavior. You can stop that thought. You can stop that physical reaction. The way to do that is to explore it carefully. It isn't to run away from it. And you can stop being afraid of the pain, because the goal isn't to feel pain. The goal is to understand and let go. Just like we had memories of people, and we had to understand that they might have come from exactly the same dysfunction that we did. And that's how they got that way. That's how they caused our problems. And we find out we're all in the same big boat. It's a little easier to forgive them. Forgiveness never means it's right. It only means it's over. So when you say, I forgive them, do it because you understand, not because it was ever right. Forgiveness has a whole different meaning. It isn't like somebody shorted your change or something like that. Of course, you can just say, oh, yeah, I understand it was an accident. But somebody that's really hurt us deeply, that we need to know that it wasn't okay. And here's the same thing. If we've done any of those same things ourselves, if we've ever spoken to a child the way we were spoken to, or any of those things repeated in us, do we hope for forgiveness ourselves? It isn't right, but it is something that could be changed. And when it's changed, it's over. So that's what we face in dealing with people that have caused us pain. We know that we could be involved in doing the very same things. That's what we do. We repeat the patterns. We can stop that now. We stop it by saying it at the very beginning and going, no, that isn't what I'm going to do. Do anything different. Make it soft or loud, or walk away from it, or whatever you usually do. Do something different. Don't do it to an extreme, because this is a test run. See how it goes. See if you feel better about it. See if the other person feels better about it. It probably will go better than you could expect. When we understand how and why those things repeat themselves, we unravel a big bunch of mess, just like a big pile of yarn or a plate full of spaghetti. How do you unravel that? We unravel our problems one line at a time when we write them. We unravel them verbally as we say them, one thing at a time. It slows us down. And it also puts things in their place. It puts them in a correct amount of importance, and it lets us reevaluate them. And we know that we did not mean to repeat the same things. Neither did the person that abused you or the person that abused them. We can only do what we know. That's why you're here, learning to do better. And I'm sure you are doing better. I'm sure because you're here. You're doing good things. And on a cellular level, you are very busy. Your body's repairing itself, boosting your immunity, balancing all the chemistry, just being in this very state of relaxation. Wonderful things are going on and you don't even know it. But one thing it isn't ever is just doing nothing. Enjoying, feeling relaxed, bringing healing to yourself. Those things aren't nothing. Those things are big. And let yourself enjoy them. Let yourself have understanding of them. And let them go a little bit at a time. And you'll notice that if you look behind you on that forest path, the path behind you is still just as dark. Behind you, it's always going to be very dark. So as you move forward, it gets lighter. As you move backwards, the darker it gets. And maybe something did work the first time, or maybe it did work the first half dozen times, but maybe it'll work now. And the reason I say that is because we often just talk to ourselves, but the messages don't get as deep as they need to go. We need the messages to go all the way into the subconscious. And the subconscious is listening right now. Even if you feel like you've fallen asleep, your subconscious is paying attention. And it's ready to act on changes that maybe it didn't understand were as helpful as they were. They might have thought that that didn't mean anything, but yes, it does. Those little changes are the backbone of every big change. So a little bit at a time, you protect yourself, but you also leave yourself room to breathe and to reach out when there isn't any need to protect yourself. And just as fast as you could pick up a branch off of one of those trees in the forest, or you could grab a piece of bark and throw it in front of yourself, just as fast as you can do that, your shields can go up. You can be completely open 1 minute and completely closed the next split second, because your subconscious will do that for you. Just almost instantly. And just relax and go deeper as you begin to see signs of sunlight. And you may not be sure exactly how to feel that happiness yet. You don't have to. You can just keep moving ahead a little at a time and experience the light, experience the happiness. experience that growth, one step at a time, always moving forward, always enjoying a little bit of success. Little successes really pile up. And little successes are much more important to you than big piles of failure. And realize in your life you have gone from feelings of being unable to cope to here. Wherever you are, you're here. And that means that you have moved forward. That means you have succeeded in passing some obstacles. You have been strong enough to deal with whoever that person is in your life, to deal with whatever the circumstance. So when you sit quietly, stop looking at just where this has all ended up with you and start looking back past your pain, past your memories, to where it came from. And then look further back to where it came from for that person. And you can see probably an endless line of dysfunction. And it just builds up until it lands on us. So you can shovel your way out of there. It's just like if you were there in the forest and a big pile of leaves fell on you. You can get up anytime you want. You can walk peacefully out of the forest. And you can know that that pile of leaves was never waiting just for you. It was just waiting for anybody that happened to come by and step into it. With that knowledge, let yourself realize that change has been made. More change is coming. And it is as inexorable as the changing of the seasons. You will keep growing. And you have already grown quite a bit. That's why these things are right out there in the middle of everything. Because you're seeing them now. As soon as you see a problem, you're in a position to change it. Awareness is everything. And how can we be aware if our mind is scattered in many different directions? That would be like just running helter-skelter all over everything without ever finding a path or moving on it. You only have 2 feet. So you don't want to keep running around through things. You want to just keep slowly moving forward. One pattern at a time. One program at a time. One step at a time. And if there's any confusion that says you should be further along than you are, you can ignore that. Because that person is speaking from a very uninformed position. They haven't become aware yet that there is light and that you can keep moving towards it and that there is healing. You know that now. And that is absolutely invaluable. As soon as you have awareness, you can make changes. So, with those changes underway, knowing that the season is changing, and so are you, just as steadily as can be. We're going to look forward to each day and look forward to a celebration that occurs when you realize the day is getting a few minutes longer. The light is getting a little bit more in your life. Not just the light of the sun, but the light of understanding. Yes, the light of your understanding. And as that comes, you will change just as inexorably as the season. You can't even stop it, even if you try. You can't keep yourself from getting better. And take a look back at that dark path. And you'll see that just by understanding where you are, by understanding how far you've come, you'll see that your path is a little lighter, a little less frightening, and your optimism of moving forward is a little more present. Optimism is a good name. We can look forward with optimism and curiosity about what's coming next. So, with those changes becoming just built in, with them coming to rest inside of you, inside your mind and your thoughts, new ideas, new feelings. We never have to fear them because we can move forward a little at a time. You don't have to deal with full-blown happiness all the time, if there is such a thing. You just have to deal with caring for yourself. You have to deal with being there for yourself instead of abandoning your feelings. And that's another thing. We have anger, sadness, fear, and happiness. We know that we can block anger, sadness, and fear. But when we block those, when they become frozen in us, we also block happiness. And the same way your other feelings have thawed, and you're working with them and living with them, and now you know it's just fine to be angry or sad or afraid. You know that other people support you. other people will support your happiness as well. When you block one emotion, you block them all. But by the same token, when you release them, when they thaw and you become a whole human being feeling the way human beings feel, you release them all. They are what makes up you. All of the feelings that you have, all of them, you're entitled to them. And you're entitled to knowing how to experience them and how to use them, how to enjoy them. Mostly how to enjoy happiness without any reservation. Just smile. Just smile. And know that you're walking further on the path and right there on the brink of sunlight. Right there at the edge of full springtime or summer. You're getting there. Hold on to that. Feel the happiness of it and be ready to share it with others. Talk about it. Let them know that you're doing well. That's exciting. You can do that any appropriate place. With other fellow travelers is ideal. And we'll talk about these things more later because you don't have to learn everything at once. And you can just begin to come back out of the forest. Or to keep going till you reach the light. But one way or the other, there's a feeling of comfort where you are. And you can bring that comfort with you into your waking state. Bring it back with you. And enjoy it. Enjoy the holidays, whichever you celebrate. But most of all, enjoy the change that's taking place. The change from cold darkness into warmth and light. Because it mirrors our change so much. It shows us exactly where we are. Yes, we have moved forward. So take that learning time, that understanding time, and all of the feelings that go with it, and bring them back into your waking state. So, in just a minute, when I count from 1 to 5, at the count of 5, you can open your eyes, feeling relaxed, refreshed, and good in every way, knowing that you feel better now than you did before, knowing that you're moving forward. At the count of 1, just begin to come back. Number 2, feel your weight on that welcoming surface beneath you, that supportive surface. Number 3, feel the need to stretch, move around a little bit. Number 4, take a deep breath and wiggle your fingers and toes. And number 5, just open your eyes wide awake and feeling wonderful. all the way back.